Hi everybody, and thanks for attending the webinar on Big Data Visualization and Dashboard presented by Jinfonet Software. Hope everybody can hear me okay. My name is Bonnie Pandya and I work in marketing here at Jinfonet. I have with me Greg Harris, Systems Engineer with JReport, who will be giving us a demonstration of JReport later on. So during the webinar, if you have any question, please feel free to enter it on the right-hand side question box of the GoToWebinar screen. At the end of the session, we'll set some time apart to answer any questions that you may have. Also, during the webinar, feel free to tweet about us using the hashtag BigDataWebinar, and also don't forget to follow us on Twitter. So let's get started. Okay, so I just want to give you an overview of JReport before we go into the demonstration. So JReport is an advanced embeddable data visualization platform. So over the years, we have worked with various of our customers such as IBM, Visa, and many others to continuously hone JReport and turn it into an advanced data visualization application that can be easily embedded into your host application. And how do we do that? So we have few key areas, and one of them is high performance and scalability. So JReport uses an intelligent pushdown technology where queries are passed on from JReport server to the database, and then database performs all the heavy computation and submits the aggregate result sets back to JReport server, where then it is stored in data structures like in-memory cubes. So when your reports and dashboards need those aggregate values, they can access it from the in-memory cubes directly, which makes it a lot more faster and quicker. We also use server clustering. So JReport, in this technology, JReport uses server clustering where we cluster out the JReport server all on identical nodes. So there is no sense of master-slave. So this way, we can remove single points of failure in your system, making your reports and dashboards scalable by simply adding nodes to your JReport server cluster. This way, we can also achieve high performance. Our next highlight is self-service ability. So it means letting you do the work that you need done. So we have a product which is so easy that anybody can use. From your report developer to your power user to your end user, anybody can build reports and dashboard without requiring any special training or without bothering IT. And the way we make it easier is by providing interactive charts, control widgets, and other visualization components. So it's really easy to create reports and dashboards. Our third key area is general flexibility. So with JReport, you can connect to any data source from relational databases to now to big data sources and even cloud sources. We can deliver reports anywhere from your PC to your mobile devices. And also, we are very customizable and embeddable. So this is one area where we really shine, and a lot of our customers are using us in embedded fashion, whether it in OEM or SaaS application, and we'll definitely talk about this later on. So moving on, I just want to tell our mission. Our mission is to simplify the complexity of reporting and visualization. And with JReport, we are able to achieve this mission successfully. So I just want to talk about how we position ourselves in the market. And what is the market scenario like? So there are a lot of BI products to choose from. You can see on the board on the top left, we have the traditional BI application. Now, the traditional BI platforms are very cumbersome and complex. Not only they are very difficult to learn and often go underutilized because of their complexity, they are also very difficult to seamlessly embed into your application. Moreover, there is a huge cost associated with these products, and the downside is once you choose them, you're vendor locked in, so it makes it difficult for you to switch. On the bottom right, we have the open source platforms now, which are relatively easier to embed because you get the full source code, but they are very limited in terms of security, visualization features, ad hoc reporting capability. And also, if you want to build more complex reports with open source products, it becomes pretty difficult. So where do we fall in? So JReport offers the best of both worlds. So we provide the full power of a traditional BI platform with the ease of embedding of open source tools, since the entire UI is provided to you in forms of JSP pages that you can easily embed into your host application. And even more importantly, the cost is much less than traditional BI platforms and is even less when compared to some of the commercial versions of open source products. So that's where we position ourselves in the market. Now, I just want to talk about our few solution areas, what JReport offers. What are the few key solution areas? Now, our overall goal here is to visualize, analyze, and deliver your information. The first solution for that is embedding. And this allows you to embed reports, dashboards, or even the complete JReport server into your host application. Dashboard and reports, of course, that's a very critical central area of solution area of ours. Analytics is a lot of ways in which you can interact with data, with your data on reports and dashboards. And we offer visual analysis, which is one of the ways of doing this kind of analytics. Then JReport Mobile is taking all this goodness and greatness and putting it on mobile devices, so you can access your reports and dashboards on the go. Now, these are some of our solution areas, and I just want to say how some of our customers are using us. So we have two popular deployment categories. One of them is OEM and the other one is SaaS. So our OEM customers, what they do is they will typically embed JReport into their host application, into their products, and then resell it to their customers. And then the end users who will then use their products with JReport embedded in it, typically hosted on premise. For our software as a service customers, these are who want to provide reporting to their end users, whether internal or external, will typically host JReport on the cloud. And it could be their private cloud, their public cloud, or even hybrid, which is a combination of both private and public. Then these customers will then offer their products with JReport embedded in it as a license to their subscribers based on whatever licensing model they choose. So this is all independent of how JReport functions. Now, I said that the most important area where we shine is embeddability, and most of our OEM customers and even SaaS customers are using us in embedded fashion. So let's talk about our embedded solution. So JReport is a BI platform. It is an enterprise-ready BI platform that offers all the security and the administrative features that enterprises demand. And it has a look and feel that can be completely customized to seamlessly integrate into your host application. We have an advanced metadata management system, so it is a way in which you can organize your dimension measures and components, and all of this can be organized into catalogs so that you can easily search and reuse these components for your future reports and dashboards. We have a set of development tools, one of which is called JReport Designer, that lets you build components, and then you can take those components to create reports and dashboards out of it. A component is anything basically like a chart, table, crosstab, or even a third-party component such as a map, weather, etc. So we also offer an extensive API set. And this is where the power of embedding of JReport really comes from. All the features of JReport can be accessed
see what happens if we, say, increase our sales by 10% if we increase our sales and marketing expenses by 50%. So we can play with this data and look at what it does with the various combinations. So you can see that that was probably a good idea, a good trade-off. So this lets us kind of see what would happen if we did various types of things. This report is, notice that we have multiple tabs up here, so a report that you run can actually be multiple tabs rather than have to run separate reports. And this is a analysis type report where the user can click on the report and drill down to details as much as they want. So JReport metadata information knows about the relationships between data. So when I clicked on region, it knew that it could go down to territory. And if I go to the interactive view and bring up the resources, I can go ahead and modify this in a lot of different ways. So let's say I right-click here and I change to any of the other dimensions that are available. So let's say we change to product type. And then I take sales year and I can drop it in and split this up by sales year. So we can slice and dice the data and look at it various ways just by using all these dimensions. And this is not done with actually an OLAP style cube that we've predefined. This is done just by doing a query to the database, a normal query to the database. And then when we bring this in, we map it to our metadata that gives us the OLAP style interface of all these different dimensions and hierarchies and everything associated with it. So the important thing here is it's very easy to set up. All you have to do is do a query to get the data, and JReport does the rest based on the metadata that you've set up. So there's no predefined queries or anything required. Let's take a look at another style of report. So this report has a lot of different interactions to it, but it's designed more to be interactive with the web. So I can do things like drill down, so we can drill down on year and see quarter. But more importantly, I can drill down, for instance, on Europe to the countries, and you can see that it scrolls. So the user can scroll through and look at the data very easily without affecting the rest of the report. Very similar down here, if I switch groups to say country that has more countries in it, we'll automatically put component navigation down here to scroll through that data. So it's very interactive and very easy to drill down and drill up and look at the data various ways for the user. Also important here is that we have a side panel. And with this side panel, I can look at all the parameters that were ran. So we ran this with some default parameters, but it's very easy for the user to change these parameters without exiting the report and having to rerun it again. User can also easily create parameters or filters to do local filtering. So we can have these filters, so I just click on those, and everything in the report is updated to just show the information for Europe and North America. So everything is very easy for the user to use and have access to look at the data all the various ways. Now let's take a look at ad hoc reporting, which we mentioned. So with an ad hoc report, rather than start out with a report like that that's predefined, we can set up a template that just has information about it, kind of general information like our logos and things that we want all the reports to have. And then the user decides what to put on that report. So like the other reports you've seen me do, we can very easily divide that up. Let's, for instance, put a chart up here. Let's put a table down here. And let's define our chart as part of our sales. And so we'll put in, say region for category and sales year for the series, and we'll do our total sales for the value. You can see now we've defined the chart. Let's go ahead and then do the table. And by default it uses the same data source, but we could change to a different one. And so let's just put some information about that same data that we put on the chart on the report, which is a very common occurrence. So let's just put in information here. We want to group it. This is by customer, so it's sales by customer. And so let's put our total sales for each customer in the total column. And then we can pick a style sheet. So these are CSS style sheets that you can use to customize it for your particular company's requirements for colors and fonts. Okay, so here's the report that we created. All this drill down capability is automatically in here. So I can drill down, for instance, on Europe, drill down to 2013. I can switch groups. So it's very easy to change this report. You can see that we can also open up the side panel and go into edit mode and even add more components on the report. So for instance, I could add a filter control and drop it in here. And now we could say filter on country. So it's very, very simple to load that data and look at it different ways. I needed to make sure I picked some countries that had data, but you didn't get the idea. So we could also save that, and the user could use it next time they they want to see that report. Now, another type of ad hoc reporting, which can also use in-memory cubes, is the visual analysis. So visual analysis lets you pick the data source like we used and do the same type of thing I just did, only it's very interactive. So let's say we want to look at our total sales and we want to look at it by year, and drop year in. I want to see it by quarter within each year. I want to see it broken out by region. So it's very easy to put this data in this way. If I want to see it by a chart, I can put it in like this. If I want to rotate that, I can. So it's very easy to see the data as many different ways as we want. If I want to split it up, say, by category, we can do that. So we can see each of the different categories broken out by each quarter. So very, very simple for the user to very quickly browse this data and look at it various ways. Okay, and all of this builds up on JDashboard, which allows you to create a report. These components that you've seen me use, you can just drag those components on and make a dashboard. So the main difference as a dashboard is the user can interact with that dashboard and move things around or delete things. So let's say he doesn't want this particular component. He can go up here and drop in any of the other components that you've created for him. So you could say drop this component in. So you can set up as many different predefined components as you want, and the user can just drop those into the report. Everything is dynamically resized. So if I resize this, it will adjust everything to fit the size that I gave it. So you can see it's very interactive to let the user build whatever he wants on his report. We also have drill down. So like if we want to drill down on Germany and see all the countries, we can drill down to actually a web report which pops up to show us all the detail for that. So even though you're using a dashboard, you still have the capability to drill into web reports. And then the last thing I want to show you is our newest feature, which is geo-mapping capability. So this report shows a U.S. map, And within that map, we can look at the various states based on the different color coding based on their unemployment rate. And if I want to drill down, just say everything over, see the states that are over 5%, I can just use my slider here to adjust that. And you see that it's kind of in the middle here in the country. It's pretty low unemployment, but particularly on the West Coast and over here in the eastern side, there's quite a bit. If I clear this, let's drill down to this Midwest area, and you can see the map will drill right in, and we can see immediately in this particular area where the problems areas are, and the worst is in Illinois. So let's take a look at Illinois in more detail. So I'll click on that, and we'll drill down to the actual detail of Illinois. We can see a heat map here that shows all the various counties within Illinois, and based on their size, what their unemployment rate is. And so let's just go for 9 and above. And we can see that our largest county, Cook County, with Chicago in it, dropped out. So it's got a lower one, but let's go back to 2013 and look. And we'll see that Cook County is back as the largest one at over 10%. So you can see it's very easy to analyze the data this way by looking at the sizes and looking at the colors to understand your data in more detail. And I also wanted to do one more thing here. So if we click on Illinois, we can actually go down and actually look at everything county by county even. So you can put as much detail on these maps as you want. Okay, well that's the demo part, and let me turn this back over.
Here's a snapshot of some of our customers, and I would like to highlight some of these customers and how they are using JReport. So let's start with Visa. So under financial services, so Visa runs JReport runs reports on more than 1,200 commercial cardholder accounts, and each cardholder account has a million plus or minus 1 million cardholders, and each getting numerous personalized reports every year. And Visa's small business has more than 15,000 companies running JReport. So for Visa, JReport provides a fail-safe cluster technology which serves massive mission-critical IRS reports. So another of our customers is Target under consumer manufacturing, for which JReport enables access to product lifecycle reports via a highly customizable web interface for buyers at Target headquarters. Now, reports are utilized by thousands of Target employees and vendors. For Target, JReport provides the ability to access databases at multiple levels and locations. And finally, I would like to point out IBM, which is our major ISV and OEM customer. So, in spite of owning Cognos, IBM still embeds JReport in they're following in their products IBM InfoSphere, IBM Lotus Management, IBM Tivoli Suites, and Netcool Configuration Management. And one of the reasons they use JReport is because of the ease of integration, customization, and the ease of use for their customers to quickly and easily get what they're looking for. So that is it from my side. I would quickly like to ask some of the few poll questions before I proceed and end this webinar and we move ahead with Q&As. So, if you can answer these poll questions, that will be great. So I'm just going to pose this questions for about 20 seconds. If you can answer these questions, that will be awesome. Great. Uh, so what type of product do you need a reporting solution for is the next question. And finally, would you like to schedule a customized follow-up demo? All right, thanks a lot. So, um, so next step. So what's going to happen next? So, look out for a follow-up email that will come from me, which will have the exclusive JReport 13, the new version that just released. We'll have a trial for you, a free proof of concept. You will get a call from one of our representative to discuss the reporting project that you may have. And we'll also send you a white paper, top 10 ways to visualize data, which has some good informative information. Daily live demos, in case you want to learn more, we have demos being conducted every day at 2 p.m. Eastern, so you can attend that. And if you have any more questions, please visit our website, www.jinfonet.com. You can email me, bpanja@jinfonet.com, or Greg Harris at gregharris@jinfonet.com. You can also reach us via phone. Our number is there on the screen. And do follow us on Twitter, and feel free to tweet about the webinar. So let's get started with some of the Q&As that are pouring in. I'm just going to ask them quickly. Just a second. Let me open up the screen. So, so here's one of the questions. How is connecting to MongoDB any different than connecting to any other database, such as traditional relational databases?
Hi, hey guys, this is this is Dean. I'll take care of this one. So I mentioned briefly when I talked to those two slides that for MongoDB we actually built a specific connector that we released last year. So this is a native built-in support that we did in JReport that actually talks to what's called their aggregation framework that they provide. So we connected to their APIs. And it's a much more lightweight method for getting aggregation information back from MongoDB compared to something else like MapReduce. This is not a standard connection like JDBC or ODBC. We do use, of course, JDBC and ODBC to connect to traditional relational databases, but not in the case of MongoDB. So we've designed that connector to be more flexible, to be able to adapt to different types of APIs, such as aggregation framework from MongoDB.
Awesome. So next question is, how do you add the mapping functionality you showed into reports?
Okay, I think this has to do with the new the feature geoanalysis in the new release, JReport 13. So in order to add maps, it's pretty straightforward. You have to just go into the interface for either web reports or JDashboard, and you select whether you want to map from either OpenStreetMap or Google Maps. We support both of those third-party mapping applications. And then you can just start to customize from there. I think Bonnie mentioned before, you can add in, you can set different customized markers and areas. An area is basically, on a map, it's like a state. So you can set that a marker on a state, or even the state itself, to be to have different properties like colors labels, different size for the markers, different shapes for the markers, and you can set those to be conditional. So I think Bonnie said that let's say the unemployment rate crosses a certain percentage, like 8% for a state. Well, then you should probably turn that state to be something more noticeable, like, I don't know, red. So these conditional properties can be set for these different objects on a map.
All right, cool. So the last question, one more here, is how do you create dashboards for JReport Mobile?
For JReport Mobile, you simply just use JDashboard. This is a tool that we've had for a number of years. And you use JDashboard to create a dashboard just by dragging and dropping in components from the component library. These are pre-built components like charts, filters, tables, crosstabs. You can drag those into a blank canvas, and once you save that, all you need to do is download JReport Mobile from the Apple iTunes store and install that on your mobile device. It's a native app, so it's not being used through the browser on your mobile device. It's native support. And you point that to your JReport server where the dashboard is stored on, and then you just basically click on it and you'll be able to interact with that dashboard. You can do all the drill downs, all the filtering, sorting. You can change even chart types of those dashboards, and a bunch of different interactions that you created using JDashboard.
All right, cool. So so that is it from our side for now. Thanks again for joining us for the webinar. Do look forward for the follow-up email from me, which will have all the webinar giveaways that that I mentioned earlier. We'll be online till the top of the hour to answer any more questions that you may have. So feel free to enter any questions on the GoToWebinar screen on the right-hand side. Until then, thanks a lot and have a great day. Thank you.